All right, let's jump right in. We're going to take a minute and completely rethink the journey of, well, all the stuff that fills our lives. We'll be looking at how we can make and move the things we use every single day in a way that's smarter, leaner, and yeah, a whole lot cleaner.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. That desk you're at, or the phone that's probably in your hand right now, they've been on an absolutely incredible global adventure to get to you. They likely started as raw materials on one continent, got put together in another, and then shipped across entire oceans. It's a long, super complex, and really energy-hungry trip. For decades, this has been the standard way of doing things. It's a simple, linear process. We make everything in one giant faraway factory, we ship it thousands of miles, we use it for a bit, and then we throw it away. It's basically a one-way street from the planet to the garbage dump, and it is wildly inefficient.
And here's a number that just changes the entire game. According to the European Union, a mind-boggling 80% of a product's entire lifelong environmental footprint is locked in right at the very beginning, during its design phase. Think about that. That means the biggest, most impactful changes we can make happen before a single screw is even turned.
So if that old linear path is broken, what's the alternative? Well, it's this big idea called the circular economy. Now, that's a huge topic, so today we're going to zero in on one incredibly powerful strategy that's really changing everything. And that brings us to this key concept: narrowing resource flows. This isn't just about recycling something at the end of its life. Nope. This is about being radically efficient from the get-go. It's about using less material, less energy, and creating fewer emissions for every single thing we make. It's all about doing way more with way less.
Okay, so that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? How do we actually pull this off? Well, this isn't science fiction. It's really happening right now, thanks to two fascinating shifts in how we think about making things and getting them to you.
First up, we're completely tearing down the old idea of the mega factory. So instead of one massive, centralized plant that serves the entire globe, what if the factory was just down the street? That is the core idea behind distributed manufacturing. And the main benefit, as this quote points out, is getting exactly what you need right when you need it. This totally gets rid of massive warehouses just sitting there, full of products that might not ever sell. It cuts down on so much waste and makes the entire system incredibly nimble and quick to respond.
Let's look at a real-world example, because this is where it gets cool. Companies like OpenDesk are making this a reality. You don't buy a finished desk. You buy a digital blueprint online. Then you send that file to a local workshop, a fab lab, that has a CNC machine or a 3D printer, and your desk is made just a few miles from your home. The only thing that travels a long distance is data, just bits and bytes.
Okay, so we've totally rethought how things are made. Now what about how they get to you? Let's look at that final, super important journey from a local hub to your front door. It's what logistics pros call the last mile.
And wow, the difference here is just night and day. We're moving away from those big, noisy, polluting diesel trucks clogging up our city streets, carrying products wrapped in a zillion layers of cardboard. The future is things like electric cargo bikes and scooters. They're quiet, they're clean, and they are perfect for navigating our cities.
But here's the other brilliant part of this shift. You can't exactly load up a cargo bike with a gigantic cardboard box that's mostly filled with air, right? So this new way of delivering things forces us to be smarter about packaging, to make it lighter and more minimal. It's this awesome virtuous cycle. The efficient vehicle needs less wasteful packaging, which in turn makes the whole trip even more efficient. So let's pull these two big ideas together, making things locally and delivering them efficiently, and just look at the bigger picture they create. What's the real impact of designing our entire system around this idea of less?
Well, the benefits become pretty clear pretty fast. We slash the energy we waste shipping things across oceans. We get rid of the incredible waste that comes from making millions of items that nobody actually ends up buying. We get cleaner air in our cities. And, as a huge bonus, we bring skilled jobs back into our own communities and get awesome products that are customized just for us.
In the end, it really all boils down to one thing: distance. By dramatically closing the gap between where something is made and where it's actually used, we fundamentally change the entire system. It becomes leaner, cleaner, and just a whole lot smarter.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. For, 100 years, progress has always meant bigger. Bigger factories, bigger ships, a bigger scale. But maybe, just maybe, the truly revolutionary future isn't about being bigger at all. Maybe it's about being smaller and a whole lot closer.